Nothing on television entertainment news. I'm your host, Princess Angelique Monét.
Bombay Sapphire 2011 Artisan Series. Coming up, an interview with celebrity Russel Simmons.
You're watching Nothing on Television TV.
This is Princess Angelique Monét, and we are here at Art Basel. This year, the second annual Bombay Sapphire Artisan Series is presented, giving exposure to up-and-coming artists.
The event kicked off with the historic Alfred DuPont building in Miami and was an evening filled with celebrity appearances and award-winning art.
Well, it's such an honor to meet you here in Miami.
Well, it's my pleasure to be here.
You're everywhere, Hamptons, Miami, New York.
Yes, I travel quite a bit.
So how do you feel with the young artists tonight?
Well, I'm very excited because these kids, young men and women, have not had a chance to really get their art exposed. And having them exposed and having those winners here is a very inspiring thing for other artists. It's very important that a culture has this kind of expression or opportunity, because if not, it'll die. And there's not enough art in schools, there's not enough expression, and especially for artists of color and artists in communities that don't have a lot of opportunity. And I think that's really what Rush Foundation's about giving voice to the voiceless. And this, thanks to Bombay Sapphire, we're able to do it.
Well, it sounds great, and all the artists that I've met so far are really amazing and talented. Was it hard to put it together to pick the artist?
Well, I think a lot of smart people did a lot of good things, so it turned out very well.
So Matt, you're here in Miami.
I am.
How do you feel?
I feel great.
Honored?
Very much so. It's great. Very thankful. They've been nothing but fantastic. The accommodations are great. Been treated great. It's a great opportunity, and I'm really glad to be here. So,
tell me about your art.
My art is an expression of my acknowledgement that life is something to be enjoyed, and the energy of being alive, and just the act of living and hustling and trying to make things better and just trying to make it happen.
Trying? Well, you're already doing it.
I guess. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, sometimes you have to acknowledge that the hard work pays off, and that's what this moment's for. You know, sometimes you always are looking for things that you don't have, and this is one of those moments you have to just sit back and relax and breathe and say, this is great, and all the hard work's paid off. So
tell us about your art specifically, like what motivates you?
Motivation? I mean, making the work is like breathing for me, so it's not really motivation. It's just a matter of it's what I am, it's what I do, and it's all I know what to do. And so the motivation is just trying to have a life where art sustains my living, and so this is part of that process where the motivation isn't to make the work, because the work is going to get made no matter what, but the motivation comes in trying to find opportunities to get exposure and push the work in places where I didn't know it would ever go.
Now, did you go to school for this?
I did. I went to the Savannah College of Art and Design. It is a great school. I graduated in 2003, and I still live in Savannah, and it's a great place to live and make work. We're kind of limited on as far as media and exposure, so this is one of the opportunities where that's where the motivation plays in, to try to find opportunities where I can get exposure in my work and take that next level as far as people recognizing it, knowing that it's out there, because there's so many great artists, as you can see with the work in the show. And so, you know, what differentiates one artist from the next is the ability to gain exposure and engage people, and so this is one of those moments that you have to relish and cherish and just get after it.
Well, you have a great attitude. Very positive. And how can we find out more about you?
You can go to my website, www.hebermel.com, H-E-B as in boy, E-R-M-E-H-L.com, and just keep on the lookout, because I'm going to be around. So.
Celebrity hunk Val Kilmer, a visual artist himself, stopped by to show his support.
So Michael, you're here from Chicago.
I am. I'm happy to be down here in Miami. It's a lot nicer than being in Chicago right now.
How do you feel about your award?
Well, I mean, I'm just excited to have gotten this far. It never occurred to me that it would come to this. I, entered to hopefully get some exposure online, and I figured that would probably be the most of it. But now, being here in Miami, it's a whole new reality. So it's been really a wonderful experience. And Bombay Sapphire is, these people have just been great about sponsoring art, and it's just a really great opportunity.
Well, tell us about your art.
Well, the art that I'm doing right now, the art that's part of this series, kind of came out of a series that I'd been working on before. And when I was interviewed about that work, a lot of times I would explain part of it by saying it has to do with the fluidity of the female form. And I took that phrase and kind of played on that phrase to create an image where the woman's figure actually is becoming a liquid. So it's kind of the extreme of the term, the fluidity of the female form. And it's a series that I just started recently, and I hadn't shown publicly at all prior to applying for this contest. This is the work that won. This is a small mini version of it, and basically, the form is India ink that was dropped into water that I photographed, and then separately, of course, I photographed the model and then digitally merged the two, and to find the right balance of the shape and the form and everything. And this is the 5th of the series so far, and currently the series has 8 pieces in it. I don't know how many I'll ultimately end up with, but this was fortunately the one that I entered, so it's been pretty popular, and it's sold at the show already. So I'm real excited about that. That was a little bit of a bonus.
That's great. It's sold.
Yeah, it sold Wednesday, so it was the first piece to sell, and yeah, I couldn't be happier. And trying to realize your visions and make them become a physical thing instead of just something that's in your head, your imagination. So it's been really fun to see it actually all come to bear.
So how can we find out more about you?
Well, I've got a website, ateliercoax.com, and both of the current series of work is there. So that's the best way to find me. And hopefully there'll be more, of my work out there soon. So.
You're here in Miami from Chicago.
Yes, I was here last year for one of the fairs, and now I'm back again. So I'm here for the competition, one of the finalists. I'm also showing at a pool art fair. So yeah.
So you look like you're having a groovy time.
It's been wonderful. It's been crazy today. The pool art fair got shut down by the police. They confiscated all of our artwork, so all of our artwork is locked in the pool hotel, which is. So we got lawyers and stuff already working on it, but I'm just trying not to let that ruin the whole experience. We'll see.
Well, we know you're here representing this beautiful event with your great art, but I want to be nosy. What happened at the pool party?
The hotel got shut down by the police. I guess there was some issues with the hotel's lawsuits against it, and I don't know why they chose to close it down the day that pool art fair started, but the pool art fair started at 3 o'clock, and the police were there at 4:30. Closed the hotel down, kicked everyone out of the hotel. All the artists' artwork is in the hotel. They say if we go back in the hotel, we're going to be arrested. So,
and which hotel is this?
What's that? It is the San Diego Court Inn. San Diego Court Inn. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to just do my research on this.
On 20th and Park, right by the main Basel Fair. Yeah.
Okay, well.
We've got calls out to the mayor. It's actually on the phone with Oliver Stone just a little bit ago. That was cool because he's really big into the whole Miami scene, and my agent is friends with him, so he called just to say that he was going to give a call into the mayor and stuff. So I'm hoping by the time my truck gets here on Monday that I'll be able to load it up and take my art with me. But as of right now, that's property of the city of Miami, I guess. It's like a couple $100,000 worth of art.
Well, you know something? That's how you know that your art is awesome, when the city of Miami takes your art. Tell us about your art.
My art's based on dreams, for the most part. I do some other like landscapes and stuff like that. That's the big piece upstairs with the 4 women suspended. They're falling through water. They're personal pieces. There's usually I'm a writer also, so I write along with the paintings, so they'll have a story. I try not to tell the story too much because I want people to see their own things in the art and experience it.
So you're a visionary artist.
Yeah, I would definitely, yeah. I do a lot of meditation and I have a lot of ideas that come to me through that and through my dreams, and that's what I paint. So
how can we find out more about you, the fans? How can we find out more about you?
AllanVanderveer.com is my webpage. If you type in Allan Vanderveer, the first 15 pages are all about me and my art, so that's pretty easy. So
well, enjoy. Have a good second and enjoy.
Gorgeous couple Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade danced the night away in the VIP area.
So, Mr. Frazier, you're here in Miami.
Glad to be here with the Danny Simmons group and the liquor people and all that, and all of these young artists. I'm really glad to be here. Glad to be one of the old artists traveling along with the young brothers and sisters. And thank you, Minna Dunn, and all those other people. And a special thanks to my wife, Judy, who made me come here.
Exactly, because you're a legendary artist, and you.
Oh, I don't know about. I'm just another black artist out here struggling just like all of them. And you look beautiful tonight, my sister.
Thank you so much. Your art has been in several films, am I correct?
Yeah, I don't remember all the film. All that stuff ain't that important to me. I just try to keep on doing what I'm doing and pass on what I'm doing. But I am doing a new series with shoe polish, and it's real important because back in the 30s and 40s, white men used to paint themselves with shoe polish to be naked and all of that. So we're trying to do something positive. And that's the end of this interview. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much. See you upstairs with all of the young and older artists. Thank you.
This time, I'd like to introduce to you an incredible artist, a friend, and someone who is the co-founder of Russel Gallery and also one of our illustrious judges, Mr. Danny Simmons. Andre sound like a priest up there for a second, preaching. And I'm going to introduce Mr. Danny Simmons. I want to thank y'all for coming. Y'all are here for a party, but I really want to thank the artists for doing the work that they do. It's a tough economy, and I've seen a lot of artists fall out of being artists right now and opt to do something else because art's not really moving and people are not making it.
very important to continue creative expression and do whatever you can to further this cultural community's imagination. This country needs very innovative, inspired people. No matter how much math and science you have, without that inspiration, you won't be able to apply it properly in the class. Bombay Sapphire is doing for us in supporting this, and we greatly appreciate what Tangi and the team at Rush are doing. And most importantly, we thank all the artists because your work gives us purpose. So thank you all so much. I'm glad you're here. Have a good time.
How did the partnership with the Simmons come about for this beautiful event?
Well, Bombay's been involved in the art community for many, many years, and what we were trying to do is find a partner who really understood how to capture the imagination of a lot of young people across the country. And, you know, Danny has been a famous artist for years. Obviously, it goes without saying, Russel's got this incredible charisma. And those two coming together with Bombay Sapphire, we've been able to create something quite magical on a much, much broader scale.
Well, it is magical, and the artists are amazing.
Oh, the artists are without. I mean, when we started this program, you know, we had expectations maybe a couple of hundred people might participate. So in year one, to have like 800 young, talented artists from across the US, that was incredible. And this year, almost 2,000 original works of art. We couldn't have asked for more. It's been exceptional.
And you know what's great is helping the community, because a lot of artists have the talent, but it's about exposure.
You know, young artists today really don't get the exposure that they need. And that's really what's at the heart of the Rush Philanthropic, is finding an opportunity, finding a platform to let these young artists get recognized. And we're just delighted to play a small part in giving them that exposure.
Well, you should be delighted. Now, do you plan to do this on an international right now, or you're in the U.S.? What are your goals with this?
Well, you know, we had no idea, as I say, how big this was going to get. And what's been really exciting is we've had a conversation with the Spanish, we've had a conversation with the people in England, the people in Eastern Europe. And, you know, art is something that's universal to young people around the world. And we're really excited that next year, I think this is going to become something that's become global in nature. So, absolutely, we're thinking this is going to become an international program.
The arts is just such a great way for healing, so thanks for providing this platform.
Oh, no, the pleasure's all us. You know, when we see these young artists, you know, it just really moves us that they have that opportunity.
So who inspires you in general? What's your favorite artist?
What's my favorite artist? Well, I'm afraid you know, if I go back to my old roots, I'm a bit of a Salvador Dali guy. So I have to say, I just watched that little film recently with Wilson, where he travels back in time to the 1920s and meets Salvador Dali, and I was like, gosh, if I could have met Dali, that would have been my ideal artist to have met.
Well, you're giving back to him with this event.
Yeah, in some small way, and we're delighted. And, you know, we just want to say a big thank you to Russell and Danny and all the guys at Rush Philanthropic.
So, Mr. Wilson, you're here in Miami.
Yes, awesome place. Huge just venue and a huge platform for every artist involved and what's going on here. I wouldn't miss it for the world, but luckily I'm a finalist this time, and we'll see what happens.
And you're representing New York.
Yes, I am.
So tell us about your art.
Well, I'm working with one of the oldest mediums, and it's encaustic, which comes from a bee. And the medium originated from from the Egyptians. They used wax to fuse hieroglyphics. And basically they used resin, carnauba, and pigment to sculpt things. And basically the same process they did then, I'm doing now.
How'd you get into this?
Well, it's the oldest technique of painting, and basically I studied art. And I just thought, you know, the medium is just a fantastic way of kind of, the technical aspect of it is really something you got to work with and kind of learn before you kind of put it out there, because I melt wax in a hot skillet. So it's a really time-consuming process. It's not no 1, 2, 3 thing that you can just throw something on a piece of wood and, you know, call it art. That's not how you get down with it.
So how long does a piece take you?
That piece took me 6 months, and basically it represented, I was, you know, had my back against the wall, and it just was this situation that I was dealing with that was really tough. And it's like my Heavenly Father spoke to me and said, I already took care of it. You just need to have faith and just believe that it's already done. You know, you don't have to worry. So when I heard that voice from him, I basically looked up in the sky and I saw a path. and it was like this light was shining through the piece and through the clouds, and I just recreated what I saw, and that's what the piece represents.
That's beautiful. And how long have you been an artist? You've been doing this for a while.
Especially making art now for like 10 years, and it's one of the most fantastic jobs you can ever have, because I'm putting my heart into my work, and the soul of what I do is basically to get it out there so the world can see and let other artists be, you know, courageous to do the same thing, because we all are very artistic in our own way, and sometimes, you know, you have to see other people and what they do in order for you to bring out the things that you want to do and be, you know, creative at.
So how can the fans and potential buyers want to find out more about you?
Well, I'm in New York City. You can look up my website, it's LaronWilson.com, and I'm on Facebook, and I'm here in Miami, and you can come to the show and you can buy some work and, you know, partake in the festivities.
What's after Miami?
Oh, back to New York, back to creating work and getting out there. I'm in a couple of more shows coming up, so just producing work.
So we're here. We're going to announce the winners of the national contest. Without further ado,
we'd like to announce the first winner, who will get an exhibition at Rush Gallery in 2012
in Chelsea, New York.
And the first winner is Laron Wilson. Laron Wilson is the first winner from New York City, and his incredible work, The Clouds Encaustic on Woods. Let's give a round of applause for Laron Wilson.
The second winner is Miguel. Wow!
Miguel! Congratulations, Miguel. You also will receive exhibition at Rush Galleries in February, and I would just like to say to all the artists, this is an incredible moment. To Richard for making a difference like we've never seen. Bombay Sapphire, the integrity, the dedication, taking the program to a whole nother level. Richard McLeod, Bombay Sapphire, thank you very much.
That's what I'm talking about. All right. Everybody else got anything to say? Y'all guys want to say something? Say nothing. You got it.
Man, I just want to say thank you all for coming out and supporting this effort and endeavor today. And, you know, this is a very special moment for me. You know, I'm a very spiritual person, and my Heavenly Father told me not to worry. He had already took care of it. So I got to give him praise for that first, and that's what it's about. Y'all here enjoying this, and you know, my piece is about, it was about the clouds. I looked up in the sky and he said, see me, and basically paint this, because I got a plan for it. And I had no idea, you know, 9 months later I was going to be in this show, and here it is. I'm here, and it was a blessing that, you know, at the time I created that piece. It was the first piece at the beginning of the year. And I had my back against the wall about a situation, and I was completely lost. And he said, I took care of it. Just have faith and believe that it's going to work out. And then he said, look up. I got something I want you to paint for me. And here it is. I won. So,
Laron Wilson.
That says a lot.
And Miguel?
I just want to say thank you to everybody. This experience has been very humbling. I'm honored. I can't wait to show everybody in New York what I can do. That's it. Thank you.